Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
This is your Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, October the 8th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and it looks like we are going to have a nice fall weekend once again for central Alabama. But let me remind you of what's coming up in the near future. As a matter of fact, next weekend, and that's WeatherFest. In association with the National Weather Association's National Conference. We're going to have that from 10 to 2 at the McWane Center. Be sure to come down if you're a weather enthusiast or a weather nerd or whatever. If you like weather, you're certainly going to get a lot of that next weekend. Our Decatur Sky Cam will take a trip around the state. We got a fly right in the middle of the lens there, but certainly a beautiful sunrise shot. A beautiful shot over Clanton as well with clear skies. And then it is a football weekend, so I can't help but show the Skycam from Troy as we got everybody, it seems like, is playing this weekend. So on our surface map this morning, we have a high-pressure system centered over the mid-Atlantic states, and that's beginning to create a forecast challenge, and that is the easterly flow, and there is some tropical moisture over the Bahamas and much of Florida and Cuba. And the question is, how far west is that going to come? If you're in Georgia, the forecast looks pretty good. That is, it's going to be some rain. If you're in Alabama, the question is, how far west will that rain come? We'll be discussing more of that shortly. On the upper air chart, we've got the ridge over the eastern half of the country, and that ridge acting as a shield for anything coming out of the west. And you'll see in a moment that there's kind of a boundary there between that closed low just to the north of the Four Corners area and the ridge over us. Temperature-wise across central Alabama, once again, we dipped back to about 60 degrees for the most part. A little bit cooler over in eastern areas over towards Georgia. But we've been in the 50s pretty well, and we still have a few 50 values this morning. Not much on radar around here, but there is the forecast challenge, and that is all that tropical moisture that is over south and central Florida. And the question is, where is that moisture going to go, and how far west is it going to come? QPF indicates, of course, you can see the main track of that rain is going to be along the Florida East Coast and up to the southeast coast of Georgia and South Carolina. And, of course, we have all that rain. Since the ridge is holding everything off to the west, we have that rain that's off to our west. Storm Prediction Center not outlooking a specific area, but you see that we have several C-techs in there. Those are areas that are being watched. Tropics relatively quiet. Philippe, no threat to anybody other than shipping. And there's the track for Philippe, soon to become an extratropical storm. All right. The 06Z GFS model run this morning. Some differences once again in the model, but you can see there's the large high keeping us pretty much dry. By Sunday at midday, we've still got the big ridge over us and the big trough to our west, and that's still keeping us dry, but you see the moisture creeping closer, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. The big problem is going to be how much does an upper level low develop. The GFS suggesting an upper level low develops. You can see it just to the southeast of Mobile there, and a little bit to the, well, pretty much south of Pensacola. And, of course, if that happens like that, we'll see some rain, especially to the south and southeast across the southeast sections of Alabama on Monday. I think that Monday and Tuesday are going to be our best shots. By Tuesday, that little closed low has become a bit of an open trough, and, of course, the GFS suggesting that there will be some rain over the area. The question is going to be whether, it's going to be scattered showers. So we're not looking at an all-day rain event, but of course it'll be cloudy, and that will help keep temperatures down just a little bit. Probably not get out of the 70s. By Wednesday, we're beginning to see some changes, and that is that we're getting a nice trough coming out of the west, and that is pushing the ridge off into the Atlantic. And of course, that means that we'll see some changes and get rid of that moisture, that tropical moisture out of here. By Thursday, the trough axis has come by, but notice that means we're going to get a northwesterly flow once again. So that means by Thursday and Friday, notice the thickness values have dropped quite a bit on our surface map here, and rain chances by Thursday getting pretty slim. I think we're kind of drying out even on Wednesday. The trough axis is kind of in the area, but the closed low over the Great Lakes, and of course that should keep us dry and cool at the end of the week, Friday. We stay that way with a northwesterly flow by Saturday. So once again, that looks like a great day for Weatherfest. At least that's the way it's looking right now. Further out into Voodoo country, you can see we go to a flattened pattern, which is fairly typical for October to see something like this. This is Monday the 17th. And then finally around the end of the period, the 24th, we do see the development of another ridge. And of course, that ridge keeping everything off to our north and keeping the westerlies a little further away from us, which is one of the reasons why October tends to be a dry month. Thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. Expect to have the next one posted Sunday morning by about 8 o'clock. In the meantime, I hope your Saturday is a great one, and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.